This video was taking a lot longer than I thought, so I'm recording this slightly anachronistically. 2 days ago, I met up with Flo, and he gave me this book, Alien Zoology. It's a book he wrote for a game that he designed. So this is right up my alley, because as a kid I used to be obsessed with dinosaurs, with other animals, with aliens, with Spore, the video game, which is kind of a combination of those three things anyway. Oh, also Pokemon. So this game is kind of a combination of all of those things. So the premise of the game is you've got this expedition team with one eccentric zoologist who has this space zoo where they want to capture all the crazy animals in the whole universe. And they want them all for their zoo. So, you know, they're not exactly ethical. They've got like a big game hunter as part of their team. But really, the whole game is mostly an excuse to kit bash and scratch build some awesome creatures. Like, look at this guy. Hold on. Isn't he great? I love this. Flo is an incredibly kind and wonderful person. And I had the pleasure of meeting him at BerlindyCon, which was a small local convention here in Berlin where a whole bunch of people met up and we played some indie games. It was really, really good. We played some Fishing 28, which is like just a fishing game with miniatures. Me and a friend of mine, we built a whole bunch of stuff for that. So I'll show you that in one of these videos for sure. We played some Necropolis. We played some Swill, which was fantastic. We played some Brawl Arcane. Yeah, but that's where I met Flo. He also gave me, you're supposed to use like little markers for a whole bunch of different stuff. So there's like poop markers, and there's food markers, and there's egg markers, and all that kind of sort of stuff. So I've got a whole bunch of little markers that he sculpted himself. They've been resin cast. I don't want to show too much, but we're gonna paint those up in a future video. So in this video, what I want to do is I want to go through the rules. I want to have a look at like, how do you even create this alien animal, this alien creature, right? Like, how do you make one of these freaks? So we're gonna have a look at what you need to do to actually like get the stats and the idea for your creature down. And then in the next video, we're gonna go and kit bash our own creature based on what we rolled today. And then either in that same video or in the video after, depending on how long that's gonna take, we're gonna paint it. So I hope you're into that because I'm really excited for it. Maybe we even do some of those tokens kind of like on theme with the creature. That could be really fun. All right, let's get to it. Okay, let's roll up a creature. To do that, we are going to have to determine its genes by rolling a d50 4 times to get 4 different genes for our creature. And these genes will change how it behaves during the game, but also it may alter the creature's stats. I've got 2d10 here. This metal one will be the 10s digit, and this white plastic one will be the 1s digit. Okay, let's roll some stats. So we've got 2 and 4, which means a 2 is zeros in the 10s digit and a 4. So it's just a 4. Our first stat is just a 4. Let's go again. 4 and 2. So that's 12. Go again. 4 and 1. So 11. A 2 and a 1. So just a 1. Okay, so that's our stats. We've got 4, 12, 11, and 1. So now we look inside this table here and we look for the corresponding genes, right? So for example, our 4 would be right here, and that is fragile. With its flimsy and brittle appearance, the creature gives the impression that it would fall apart at the slightest gust of wind. The creature has -5 HP, alright? So we know it's gonna be maybe a little brittle, maybe a little delicate. We've also got hypersensitive senses. And then the 11 that we rolled corresponds to the small gene. So it's a tiny specimen that can quickly run away in case of danger. And it tells us to only use a base with a maximum diameter of 5 centimeters for this creature. Okay, so I just had a look. The 1 we rolled would correspond to the solid gene, which would give the creature plus 10 HP, kind of effectively removing the fragile and small HP loss. So I think that's kind of boring. Let's just re-roll our 1 and see what else we can get. A 6 and a 0. So that is just a straight up 20. So the 20 corresponds to light sensitive organs. It can basically photosynthesize in moonlight or sunlight, and it gains the photosynthesis action card. So action cards will come in a bit. Okay, so these are the base stats for all creatures. They all have the same base stat. And the genes we just rolled are going to affect these base stats, right? So most of our stats remain unaffected. The only one really that changed is the escape value, which was lowered by 2. From 8 to 6 plus. The big one still left though, of course, is going to be HP. So how do we determine the HP? Because there is no baseline stat for HP. Instead, HP is determined by the level of the creature. So the game actually recommends you start with a level 10 for your first hunt, because apparently that's not too hard. But we're not cowards here, so we're just gonna roll the level of this creature just to make it more fun. So here we go. We roll 3d10 and we just add them up. So we've got 8, 3, and 0, which is a 10. So it's level 21, which is gonna be tough, I think, because it's more than double the recommended starting level. But I think that makes for good storytelling, right? It's not always going to be easy getting these alien creatures from alien planets and putting them in our zoo, and I like the idea of them putting up an unexpected fight. So our creature will have a baseline HP value of 21, but remember, it's fragile and it's small, so it loses 8 HP in total. So its HP end up being 13. So that's the stats and the genes finished. Next up is to roll for action cards. We roll 5d50 and we get some action cards out of the book. So let's have a look at those. So as I understand it so far, action cards are basically random things your creature might end up doing while we try to hunt them to collect them for our zoo. So we draw from a deck of action cards and random stuff will happen, right? That's kind of like the AI system. Okay, so these action cards, they kind of inform the kit bash a little bit. So we've got restless leg syndrome, so it's gotta have legs. We've got a moon song where the creature will sing a beautiful, entrancing, enchanting song. So some kind of vocal organs or mechanisms would be good. It may also conceal itself, and of course it can photosynthesize. Okay, it's me again, from the future where I shaved. So we made a creature, and we know the kind of things that we need to look out for when we're gonna be building this thing, right? So it needs to have lots of sensory organs, it's gotta have legs, because of the restless leg syndrome. It's gotta be kind of squishy or like fragile, and it can't be too large. I really hope you enjoyed this. I'm having so much fun. I'm looking forward to building and painting this thing. Also, I received a package yesterday, and we're gonna open that up in a future video. See what's inside. I know what's inside. Spoiler, it's gonna be real good. I don't know how, but this channel is at 1,000 subscribers. That is crazy to me. I never thought that this kind of niche vlogging miniature hobby thing would be so interesting to so many people. I am loving all of the comments. Please keep them coming and subscribe if you haven't yet, because the next one's gonna be even better than this one. All right, thank you so much. See you. Bye bye.